Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another D&D storytelling thing. Why can I never think of a freaking good intro for this? Anyways, on the last episode, the group made their way to Dalaran after after leaving the Shadowfell, where they encountered a bunch of mind flayers and a beholder. After defeating all these enemies, defeating this colony, killing the Outer Brain, they made their way out of Dalaran and decided to head back to Stormwind after hearing from Khadgar, the Archmage himself of Dalaran, that there was a royal meeting happening at Stormwind where there would be nobles and kings and queens of all different kingdoms gathered there to talk about the Lightfall, the destruction of the Shadowfell, the Nine Hells, and the Abyss. So they headed back to Stormwind and began to make their way to their new keep that has been finally built. Each having a different unique room that was basically about them, pretty spectacular. Rayron had a knock at his door as he was attempting to sleep. Asking who it was, the voice did not answer. Upon opening the door was Finnegan in a purple robe, who entered the door wanting to talk to Rayron. As they began talking, Finnegan walked over to the window, asking Rayron to come over, as Finnegan kind of pushed him up against the window and began to slowly lean down towards his face. He whispered in his ear, "Thank you for freeing me," before stabbing him in the chest with a knife and kicking him out the window 3 stories down to Rayron's not death, but unconsciousness as he slammed into the ground as Finnegan then teleported to his body. The rest of the group ran, or especially not hearing this, however, Utaga did, and Ranzor's dog. Blair also hearing this, they made their way to Raymond's room after asking if everyone's okay. Blair saying that... Sorry? Avian. Blair saying that Rayron is not in his room and that there's blood on the floor and the glass has been shattered. His window has been shattered. Upon looking down, did see Finnegan on the ground. I'm just kind of kneeling over. She dimension doored down, seeing Finnegan kind of looking at Rayron in a surprised manner, like, what just happened? And, because Blair had no idea. She eventually tried to revive Rayron, but Finnegan took this as an opportunity to try to attack Blair. She broke into battle with Rayron, or with Rayron, with Finnegan, as she dimension doored Rayron out of here, just trying to get him help. Finnegan then cast Dominate Person, or Charm Person, on Blair, for where he dimension doored himself out, disappearing. Ren's everything now coming out, just wondering what the hell is going on. I don't know what's going on. Rayron woke up inside the mage quarters, inside the mage tower, seeing Finnegan. His first reaction was to kind of, get back and cower in fear after not knowing which one this is. But Finnegan explained that it is him. He wasn't wearing the purple robe. However, another Finnegan, opened the door and came in and stabbed the other Finnegan, causing him to go unconscious. Blair making her way to the Violet Citadel, or not the Violet Citadel, the Mage Quarters, following this kind of trail of blood, of Rayron's blood, of how he made his way back. They began to fight. This new Finnegan. Blair entering her metamorphosis, gaining true sight, now seeing that this new Finnegan was actually the Rakshasa known as Zygmorius. As Ranzor made his way to the mage quarters as well, bringing about 50 guards with him. Blair did manage to dimension door Finnegan outside the door and get Raven out there as well, as they both were unconscious. And the guards, two of the guards, when they got there, picked Finnegan and Raven up and began to carry them back to the Cathedral of Pelor to see if they can get revived or saved. Oh my god. Stop if I made you yawn, I'm sorry. The group broke into a fight with this Rakshasa. Blair throwing her sword into the Rakshasa's neck before ripping it out, saying, "I'll see you in the 9 hells." Killing the Rakshasa. And just as the guards opened the door to the mage quarters to provide assistance. However, there was no assistance because the Rakshasa was dead. They then decided to celebrate and buy Ranzor a bunch of drinks at the bar. Way too many, all 48 guards buying Ranzor at least one drink. The group then made their way back to the keep to finally get some rest. Finnegan, the real Finnegan, decided to stay with Raven for the night. The next morning the group woke up, hearing a knock at the door at the keep, being Lady Valadine, telling them that the royal meeting is tonight. We'll be having guests from Darnassus, Undercity, even Northrend, and Silvermoon, and Darlaron. So, dress nice. There will be like a little fancy little ball going on, and just best behavior. The group managed to get dressed after a long period of shopping, and made their way to the castle. Why am I yawning so much? Anyways. I mean, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I shouldn't be yawning. Anyways. Upon making their way to the castle, Ranzor seen 2 figures who looked really familiar, being Lord and Lady Von Cadron, who appeared to be the nobles that he worked for, the ones who supposedly sentenced or tortured Utaga and sentenced her to her death. As they entered, though, Utaga ran up to these people, almost like they were old friends, and just kind of greeted them happily and excitedly. Ranzor was a little confused and really concerned, and was, probably had a whole bunch of built-up aggression, but held it in really, just nicely. He kind of kept Utaga away from them. Utaga agreed, being Ranzor, her lover. And the group just listened to this royal meeting. The royal meeting consisted of the destruction of the Shadowfell. Lately, the portal in Dalaran, being one of the only portals that can get there that's always up, has had some weird convulses and exploded. And no one really knew why. They figured it was because of Finnegan and Vanola destroying the castle, but Shadow did not die. As the group, as Undercity, Queen Desara began to speak out, the Queen of the Slayer's Take, mentioned that a figure came into their little hideout who had black, purple streaks in her hair, or black hair, purple streaks in her hair, purple eyes, who resembled Shadow. And also these amethyst portals have been opening up all around, and demons coming out of them, being portals to the abyss. The group decided to eventually make their way there, but later, after the meeting has been finished, they talked about the Lightfall and the rest of the shards, how they were stolen, and how we still need to get the three remaining kingdoms that have risen since the Lightfall to join our alliance. This being Orgrimmar, the Kingdom of Orcs, Goliath, I believe, Kenku, a bunch of others. Thunderbluff being Knowles, much of others. I have it written down. But, and then the Exodore being the home of the Draenei. Blair did ask to head to Orgrimmar, being the ambassador she is, to try to group up or get these to join our alliance. However, Yennefer did warn that these are quite aggressive members, so be wary. The last topic Yennefer wanted to discuss personally is the Nine Hells. Upon the death of their king, his soul being trapped inside the Nine Hells, since he's in the Nine Hells, his soul is going to be since his soul is undergoing such torture and corruption, he may eventually come to the point of so much corruption where the devils down there might send him back into the overworld to possibly come back and try to kill them. Also, the Rakshasa does not die entirely until you destroy his body down in the Nine Hells. So yeah, that was the thing. So they had to prepare for that. They decided to make these magical barriers around each of the kingdoms, being these magical barriers that protected from anything that may come in. Also making this invisible barrier around that no one could really see. It just looked like how Dalaran teleported away. It kind of looks like that, just like kind of like a crater, but the whole city is still there, just invisible. The group decided to head to Undercity to defeat this Shadow Dragon and just to help Undercity. As they proceeded to sleep in the Keep Warmer night, Blair this time had a knock at her door. Opening the door, seeing Alistair there, asking to talk to her about something important. As they kind of sat down in their bed, Alistair gave her this necklace that he was also wearing that had this translucent yellow crystal on it. He handed one to her. He was wearing the same one. He told her that when this necklace glows, it means that one of us has fallen or went unconscious. When the necklace shatters, it means we died. If the light goes away, we're back up. And he asked her, he told her that Gilmore and Finnegan are heading into the Nine Hells to find out any information they can about where Anaris' location might be. Because this was something Blair really insisted, so they decided, okay, we might as well get to it. This is something important for us too, to help our king any way that we can. And Alistair wanted to go with them, but he didn't want to go unless Blair said he could, or if he couldn't. After thinking long and hard, Blair decided yes, he can go, because she believed that if she said no, Alistair wouldn't be happy with it. He kind of just looked himself, not knowing he had a chance to help his father. Upon leaving, or Alistair staying in the room with her for the night, she woke up, he was gone. And the group made their way to the airships and began heading to Tristral Glades, where the Undercity is located. However, the Undercity had to drop them off a little farther away than normal due to the recent activity at the Undercity. As they began making the way there to camp out a couple nights, the first night being completely peaceful, the second night also peaceful. However, Blair, while sitting on her tank getting ready for bed, her necklace lit up. The crystal glowing this bright yellow radiant light. She quickly began to freak out, knowing that Alistair has fallen. She began screaming at the others as they made their way back to, as Raven made a transportation struggle back to Darlaran to ask Khadgar what happened. As they ran up, they seen Gilmore and Finnegan were severely burnt and injured, and just didn't look at Blair at all. As Blair asked why, they said they found out where Norris was located. They actually seen him, and upon seeing him, Alistair ran to try to help, but it was suicide, basically. They didn't kill him, but they beat him to a bloody pulp. He was on the 4th layer, being this one of the most hottest floors of this, basically this obsidian city made of, or this fortress of dark obsidian and dark glass, with fountains of molten lava and these just creating these hot winds. He was on that layer inside the obsidian city, of course, and he was in shackles. Seems to be in the slave district where a lot of these devils gather around to sell their slaves. Norris was being carried, or was enchained by this pit fiend entity, surrounded by a bunch of more guards than the others. Alistair ran to try to help. They beat him up and took him with them as they managed to get out before their cover was blown as well. As they head back, they told her we're sorry. Blair insisted that we need to go there now. We need to go there soon. We need to go there now because we have to save them. However, no one could because no one knew the plane shift spell, and Finnegan and Gilmore were too injured to even try anything, so they'd have to wait a day before they travel. They decided to head to Undercity to try to help as much as they can. As they made their way to Undercity, taking a portal that Darlaran had, they seen that this place being usually a dark sky, now the sky is completely blackened, and the grass is almost black as well. Just this really dark gray, with these amethyst portals open up everywhere as these demons are coming out. As they look forward to begin to see these 2 claws just pop into this portal, slamming onto the ground as these purple eyes and black scaled dragon comes out. A dragon they were quite familiar with, being the Shadow Dragon, who was in the Shadowfell. Crawls out of these portals and begins to fly up into the air, searching. Looking around, they did see Queen Tessara running out of the Undercity, who looked to be badly injured, kind of dodging through demons, stabbing them a couple times. She made the way to them, Blair quickly giving her a potion. Tessara told them that Shadow is inside, and they're completely outnumbered. Blair telling her to go hide and we'll take care of it. They quietly made their way into the Undercity without being discovered by any of the demons or the dragon. So they made their way inside. They heard yelling from some voices they were quite familiar with, saying, "Stay away from Kira's grave." As they made their way inside this room, they seen Shadow was standing in front of Kira's grave with 3 people hiding behind it. The group quickly rose into action, fighting Shadow. Oberon, who had been released, who we haven't seen in a while because of Raven not knowing how to work this locket, Oberon not knowing how to get out, and Zora not telling him. Raven finally figured out why inside his keep. I forgot to mention that. So, Oberon was killed and turned into a zombie by Shadow using the Finger of Death spell. However, L'Oreal, who they brought with them from Dalaran, did manage to save him with a Revivify spell, which I don't know if you can technically bring back a zombie to life with that spell, but I say why not. So he was turned back to life as the group broke into battle with Shadow. A quite difficult battle, Blair did manage to kill her, picking up a cloak of displacement and an interesting staff that Raven received that talked to him, saying it requires souls. Upon getting enough souls, its awakened state will transform, and more power will be given to him. The group sorry. The group then picking up this shard, the shard of Pillar's Light that Shadow had been carrying, and quickly bringing it back to Dalaran, bringing the people with them as well. Giving it to Khadgar before hearing some eruptions coming from the Undercity portal. As they made their way down, they've seen about 50 more mages now focusing on this portal to try to close it as this huge dragon claw ripped through it and began slamming around. Blair suddenly thought, Queen Desara is still there, and we can't just leave her. So she quickly jumped through, Oberon following behind, but Rayrin or L'Oreal did not, as Khadgar made his way down and closed the portal, leaving Oberon and Blair by themselves with a Shadow Dragon who have not healed yet. The group broke into battle with this dragon. However, not being fully healed or really prepared for this fight, they both fell in battle by the Shadow Breath, bringing them into undead shadows. They both dead. However, Blair, her patron, did manage to come down and quickly save Blair before it's too late. However, upon saving her, did suffer a huge amount of pain to herself as she basically killed herself trying to save Blair. But come back to life. However, Oberon did not. Still an undead shadow trying to kill Blair. Blair barely killing this dragon. And I mean barely killing this dragon. However, she was alone, with her dead patron laying on the ground, and Oberon. As minutes passed, she didn't know what to do until a portal appeared, being Gilmore popping out, asking if they need help. She quickly ran in as they carrying Oberon with the cloak of displacement over him, the shadow form to stop the sunlight from burning him, and her dead patron into the Cathedral of Pelor as they attempted the ritual, being Oberon first. Oberon seeing a interesting dream of a phoenix coming or flying inside of him as he was in the plane of fire. As he came to consciousness, Blair was like, okay, cool, and then pushed him off of this table, causing him to go unconscious again. But he was healed quickly by some of the previous mages. And she began to resurrect her patron, who also succeeded, luckily, as her patron thanked her and then flew off back into the sky. And that was when this session ended. Thankfully, they both managed to live. Barely. I mean, if you fight a really tough enemy, don't jump into a dragon fight right after. That's really bad. But they barely managed to do it. But yeah, so that was an interesting episode. It was pretty fun. I think next episode they're either heading to the Nine Hells or heading to Orgrimmar to try to get them. Either way, it's going to be quite interesting. But I think that's it for this video. If you guys are enjoying, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to comment down who's your favorite character and what you are enjoying about the series and what I could do to make this better. I thought about what I might do for the next session if Sierra one of the players who are playing with us. She's the next DM. I'm thinking about just like recording the like a podcast, just the sounds and just us talking, instead of just doing the storytelling and stuff like that. Because I'm not going to be DMing, so I can't tell the story. Well, I mean, I could, but just of my perspective. But just like recording it, and then when the video posted, I'd rather just have like the D&D image, you know, the whole screen or whatever, and then just the podcast or just the voices and everything. I mean, I'll probably do like maybe one episode of it just to see how I like it, and just who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what the. Okay, sorry. Anyways, yeah, that is it for this episode though. If you guys enjoyed me, so leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to share this video. Help me grow my channel. I'm trying. And I'll see you guys all in the next episode of the D&D End of Worlds. Bye bye.